but they will be worried about whether or not you're willing to roll up your sleeves and help across the board, or whether or not you're going to be solely focused or siloed in your mentality with respect to what you can do. We've been talking about interview questions that you might receive. And if you are a candidate that is going from a large corporation to a startup or a smaller organization, the one worry that the employer is going to have about you is, will you be able to adapt from being in a large corporation where you have lots of resources and generally you have a discrete job to an organization that might be a startup? And if you're one of the first 5 or first 10 employees, that really means everybody's doing a little bit of everything. And are you going to be the kind of person that will roll up your sleeves, pitch in, and actually go for it? So you may get a question like this: what makes you believe that you will be able to work in a startup? What do you believe are the fundamental differences between large corporations and startups? Have you ever worked without an administrative assistant? Now, if this is an opportunity that you really want, again, you want to walk through what you believe it takes to work in a startup. Number one, people have to be willing to pitch in and work on things across the board, not just the thing that you were hired to do. Number two, you have to have a lot of initiative. In an early stage company, there's a lot of growth. Momentum is high, and you have to be able to adjust to the pace and be able to actually try to get in front of it. Number three, you have to be able and willing to work with a lot of different people who may or may not be able to work under pressure, because in a startup that's growing fast, there's a lot of pressure. And you need to be the calm, measured, mature professional that can get everybody else calm in order to be able to move the ball forward. That is an example of an answer that you might give that would demonstrate to the interviewer you kind of understand what it's like day to day to be in a startup environment. You might also want to talk about how resourceful you are for yourself, that you have done a number of things where you might not have had all of the support, an administrative assistant or somebody who's working on graphics. The more you can demonstrate to them that you understand what the environment of a startup might look like, you understand that chaos, that you can work well under pressure, that you're calm under pressure, the more they will be convinced that perhaps you'll be able to work in a startup environment. But that's the real thing that they're going to worry about. They will love your experience. They will love your intellect. They will love the fact that you have worked in a much larger organization, and that's where they would like to get to. But they will be worried about whether or not you're willing to roll up your sleeves and help across the board, or whether or not you're going to be solely focused or siloed in your mentality with respect to what you can do. Startups are a great opportunity, but they're a very different environment, very different culture, and very different momentum than working in a large organization. If you are moving from a large organization to a smaller organization, be ready, be agile, and be ready to learn, because there'll be a lot of new things that'll be coming your way day after day after day. Go get them.